is Erico, and I am back again on your computer screen. So hope you guys are doing well, because apparently poor people in Hong Kong are not. They are having a hard time with this whole housing dilemma. And I thought we left this back in a few years ago. I thought this was so like 2017, but we're still having problems with living conditions with poor people from Hong Kong, and it's mostly because the public housing is filled up. And you wonder, like, how the public housing get filled up? It has to do with the land and not being enough land for people to even live on, and there's such a high demand, which is also causing the rent to skyrocket. Even people that have money are having a hard time actually finding a place. Have you seen the prices of some of these apartments? Mind you, they look nice, but oh my goodness, it's enough to make an alligator sweat looking at some of these prices. So we come back again to the Coffin Homes and the living conditions of the Coffin Homes, and how many people just have to make do. And these homes started where they were taking apartments and just cutting them into like matchbox sizes, and people have to live in these very small rooms. And I'm like imagining a person just sliding into the living quarters and it looks like a coffin. This is what Halloween dreams are made of, because all this stuff is in this like small space, and they're laying there basically like this, and I couldn't do it. I'm not even claustrophobic, but I feel like I would have so much claustrophobic problems after I would live in some place like that. And now I found out about another living condition called the roof hut. I said, now what? A roof hut? This man is living in a roof hut when Hong Kong has such hot summer days. No air conditioning, no elevator to get up there, and this man has to walk all the way up 12 flights of stairs. Mind you, the original coffin houses have no kitchen, they share a bathroom, and they're confined, and the only way they can really get out to get some air is to also climb up flights and flights of steps to get to the roof. So it was a no-win situation, and many people want public housing and they're on these waiting lists to get them. However, it still doesn't stop the rent from being high, and many things in Hong Kong being just sky high. And now China's president has spoken out, and they're saying that the living conditions have to be better. And I'm just like, really, China? You all are having the same problem with all of that polluted air? The population is just growing and growing, and it's too much. Buildings on top of each other. Hong Kong is the same way. Buildings on top of each other, no land. It's just like the buildings are like, hey, how are you? And you're like, oh my God, get back here in my face, get out my face. And it's like, you look up and just all the buildings are just around you, and it's just like, please don't eat me, please don't eat me, because it's just so much going on. And one of their solutions was that they were going to have a luxury coffin home. And I'm just like, no, 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 no. Let's get rid of the concept of the coffin. I don't want to know nothing about a coffin. When we're in the coffin, we don't know nothing about it. We've left this world. I don't want to live in a coffin. Do these people want to live in a coffin? I really don't think they do. That's why they're trying to get better housing. But the luxury coffin looks like a Star Wars space pod, Ghost in the Shell, right out of the comic type thing. And I'm just like, no, please stop it. Please just stop it with the confined spaces. The apartments that are not being used, they were cutting those into little teeny small spaces where it's only big enough for a bed and they expect people to live in there too. And God forbid, like family, children, you squished up in there and it's like, hey, how was your day at school? And your child is like, oh, it was good because I'm not squished up in here and I could actually stretch my feet. You know, it's just like, oh, it's just so sad. It's so sad that they have to make do. It's so sad that they're poking holes in their walls so that the heat won't kill them. It's sad that there's no air conditioning. It's sad that they have to share a bathroom. There's no kitchen. They're just in there, just existing. And the best that they can hope for is that there's more housing being built. And you know, thinking about it like, oh, we're gonna make some more land open on this island somewhere. We're gonna build more accommodations for the people. And I'm like, but if they're gonna look like Coffin Homes, nobody don't want that. Ain't nobody got no time for that. Like, give them a home that's a decent size. And mind you, the public housing really isn't that big. It's, you know, it's better than the Coffin Homes, but it's really not that big. And meanwhile, you know, the people that can afford it, they're living their best lives in their luxury apartments, paying an arm and a leg and a kidney a month. Because, you know, it's just so expensive. People that can afford rent are doing the same thing. They're giving like their whole kidney to live because it doesn't make any sense. Just the skyrocketed prices of rent. And it's so sad. And I don't think that there's going to be an actual solid solution for this anytime soon. And that this is still going to be a thing for many years to come. The man that was living in the roof hut actually was on the list to get a public home or apartment. And something happened with his address. And they put him all the way to the back of the list. And he had to start all over again. He was like, well, you know what? Maybe I'll get one in like the next 3 years. 3 years? Like, oh my God, like you're not young. Like you might be dead by then. 3 years. I'm like, no. Something's gonna have to give with that. That's not okay. That's not okay at all. Whew. It makes me shiver just thinking about it. just being in that situation. Oh my God. I would cry every day. Like, no wonder, like, people in Hong Kong running in the street and, like, singing and shouting and all that stuff. Because they look at the prices of things, especially rent, and it drives them mad. So you guys, this is a lot to think about. Put below how you feel about this topic. Ugh. Follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. I also have a blog on East Asian pop culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real. And I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all of your different opinions. I love you guys. And I will see you in the next video.